2 weeks or so ago, I went on a date for the first time in a very long time. It was something I hadn't quite expected to happen, and I'm not sure why, but at the time, I felt very nervous. And even still, I do today as well. Perhaps it's because after so many years of feeling afraid of what humans might do to me, that being loved is something I wasn't quite prepared for. Today is Valentine's Day, and it's the first time that we've seen one another since that lovely time we had before. I have some regrets about the time we shared before, because, well, first of all, I picked a really kind of inappropriate Edgar Allan Poe story to read for them. It was really long and wound up taking about like a full hour to read, which was a lot. But other than that, I just wish we had more time, and I wish that I'd given them a little more choice. So today I hope I can give this strange creature that's given me so much attention a little bit more love today. Maybe. Good morning, good morning. Good to see you up. Thank you so much for coming down. It's really, really nice to see you. Thank you very, very much for coming out today. You look better than last time. A little bit better than last time, although still your clothes are rapidly alternating between many, many different styles. It's quite bizarre. Well, you know, I suppose I should just be used to it now. You've already started screaming about Valentine's Day, and I suppose I should be thankful. I mean, it is a very important occasion. You might be wearing a strange outfit that seems to change rapidly all the time, but you do look quite gorgeous, so thank you. So, the order of today is going to be a little bit different than it normally is. Occasionally, what I'll do is I will send a small signal that hopefully will reach deep down inside that strange mass of souls that dwells within you, and then they might get a chance at truly expressing what each of them thinks and feels about a given situation. I'm going to try right now. Just let me know if you understand what I'm trying to say, and if you can see or hear what I'm trying to send you. Always remember to stay hydrated even if you are a lonely soul living in a strange body. I'm getting a lot of responses to this. Interesting. Okay, that's good. What this means is that through this method, I'll actually be able to get a good understanding of where you, the kindred, would like to go today. And we've got a lot of options. I'm thinking we could either go and find a new restaurant, quite unlike the one that we had before, or perhaps we could... I'm hearing something. Someone said they couldn't hear anything, and that's made me anxious. I'm pretty sure you guys are fine. But anyway, there are lots of things that we could do together. So, to start with, why don't we give you a little bit of choice right away? Are you hungry? Are you looking for a bit of relaxation? Would you like to go for a walk? There are lots of things that we could do. So, I'm going to give you... going to give you 2 options to begin with, and we'll see just how this goes down. All right? How about, where should we go? Where should we go? Would you like to go to the city or for a walk? Let me know. And in the meantime, I'll just sit here and If only I hadn't had a chance to look at that weird conversation you all were having before you got here. Even while you're all asleep, presumably, it seems like there's nothing stopping you from having a very strange, bizarre conversation about me, but that's fine. Strange headcanons about Pocky and... Yeah, perhaps it's best I don't call you out on it. It was very sweet, although not what I would have gone for. Alright, it looks like you all want to go for a walk. Let's head off, shall we? I really like it out here. I really, really do. I think it's one of the nicest places near my house to go for a walk. I like the nature, and I think that also, this early in the morning, or at least, you know, where we are right now, tell me, where are we at the moment? Because I'm struggling to recollect. I understand that for a lot of you it's quite late, although for me it's quite early. And we can see the dewdrops on the grass, and we can see the storm clouds in the distance, which is a bit of a shame, although I do like the vibe sometimes. I'm sorry if I come off a little light of heart. I have been looking forward to this for quite a long time, and I've been preparing for it for quite a long time as well. Do any of you have anything you'd like to ask me? Is everything okay? How was it since our last outing together? Well, happy Valentine's Day. Well, thank you. I'm glad. To be truthful, I didn't expect you all to come to a consensus on whether you would allow me to take you out for Valentine's Day. It did bring me quite a lot of anxiety, truthfully, and you wouldn't believe it looking at me, but no, I suppose that's just the way these things go. Can you hold my hand? I don't see why not, although they are, hang on, they are behind my my cloak at the moment. Let me just... That's much better. I really needed to be a little less formal last time, and I think this is a nice solution to that. Yeah, you're welcome to hold my hand today. I think we're well past that. The first date, the initiation, so perhaps that's appropriate now, right? Right. Oh, can you wear the Howry? I don't see why not. You can drape that over yourself. You know, that might make you a lot easier to identify if you get lost. If you get lost, I'll at least be able to identify that one thing from a distance rather than trying to guess. Well, I suppose I can identify you from a distance because there's all of those, you know, flashing costumes and a strange unidentifiable face is not something you see every day. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you're different, very different, but I don't think that really matters to me. I like how different you are. I think it's unique. Really, truly, honestly, truly. Kiss you? No, not yet. Perhaps I would like to, but nah, not right now. I think that's something you've got to earn. That hasn't changed since last time. Not at all. Not at all. I'm curious. How many of you have been on a date before? Or rather, how many of you have had a Valentine before? Before me, of course, because now all of you have had a Valentine, but before me, was there anybody, was there someone special in your life, or no? I'm getting an awful lot of no's. I'm sorry. It can be difficult because Valentine's is a time to celebrate, and it's a time to be happy, you know, with the ones we love, but then when we don't have one, it makes the whole holiday quite a bit painful, doesn't it? Perhaps after today, we won't, neither you or I, won't have to worry about that kind of a situation, because I do apologize. I'm getting very sentimental this early in the morning. I do apologize. But perhaps that'll be a better time for that later. See, I'm already tripping over my words. I'm wondering whereabouts you'd like to go next. Perhaps I can reel off some of the ideas that I've had. So, in the city, we could try and find a new restaurant. We can perhaps stay at home, and maybe I can cook something for you, or maybe we can use a little bit of teamwork to try and cook something together, or perhaps we can just keep walking. I like walking. I like walking as much as the next guy. We can go to the library, perhaps get some reading in, and I promise it won't take as long as last time. I'm mostly just wanting to relax out here for a little bit. Dip my toes in the water and, you know, maybe by the lake. That's the perfect place to hold hands, isn't it? Where I'd be leaning back and putting my hands on the grass. Instead, I can put my hands on you instead, but perhaps we need to save that for a little bit later. Walk and read. That's a terrible idea. I don't know which one of you said that, but they have a death wish. I'm sorry. Alright. Why don't we move on a little? Where would we like to go next? I'm waiting for a response, Kindred, so please do take your time. It is odd running a Valentine's Day like a democracy, but oh, goodness me, quite a lot of positive responses to cooking. Okay. Well, why don't we spend a little while out here, and then we can head back around, okay? Yes, always remember to stay hydrated. You can't see it, but I've got a flask of tea with me, and it's making me very happy. Whatever it is that keeps you calm, right? Huh? Never mind. Okay, it seems like the consensus is clear. Let's go and have something to eat, shall we? I'll head on over right away. Where are we? Hello, everybody! Welcome to my kitchen. This is where I spend an awful lot of my spare time. It does feel really, really good to be back here. Honestly, it does. I haven't had a chance to make something properly and for somebody in a really long time. So, first of all, what I'd like to ask is, because you are my guest in my humble house, what is it that you would like? I guess I like my kitchen, but it also, sometimes I do have to duck my head when I come across the extractor fan hanging overhead. But it's the small things. It's small things that kind of get on your nerves, and it's not too much. So in the meantime, tell me, what would you like to make? We didn't wake up too long ago, although I understand some of you might have been awake a lot longer than others. So my oven's on the fritz, so I'm afraid we will be making something in a frying pan today, if that's all right, or perhaps something over the stove. So let me ask, would you like... Well, that's a good question to start with. So in general, I'm hearing a lot of requests for fried rice. That would be a good way of showing Mr. up, wouldn't it? All right, not a lot of veggies among you. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, steak. Steak, I hear. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I am pretty good at cooking steak. I have to be real with you. Got to be very honest. Seeing a lot of requests for steak. Alright, so we've established meat. I've got 2 meats to choose from. So how about we go for... I've got 2 meals that I think I'm quite good at. Why don't we go for... steak and eggs. Or... chicken fried rice. I have to be honest, these are 2 of my favorites to make. They're very, very simple, and I'll take you through the whole process, okay, Kindred, so you don't have to worry. Oh, it's split down the middle. Oh, that is a bother. That is a bother. See, oh no. I'm getting an equal amount of responses to each one. It's like... fried rice in one ear and steak and eggs in the other one. Ooh. Alright, alright. I've got an idea. Steak and eggs is better for breakfast. Why don't, because this seems to be such a popular outing for all of you, why don't we start with steak, and then later on, we'll have some fried rice, Because there is a very slightly larger interest in steak. And yes, of course, it'll be medium rare. Medium rare. If somebody said well done, I would have found a way to boot them. All right, steak it is. Let's move on, shall we? So, first of all, what I'm going to need is a few ingredients. So for steak and eggs, you need, to start with, you need onions and garlic. Actually, no. To start with, we need steak. Let me just head over here. Here it is. Here it is. My fridge is down here. I'll just lay that out over here. And then, second of all, we'll need onions and we'll need garlic because this dish is quite special. All you really need to do is to prepare some onions and garlic with the steak and caramelize the onions as well. They make a lovely base, and so this should, to be honest, this should be quite a nice breakfast. This should be quite a nice breakfast for us. So let me just have a quick look over here. Let me get some plates out. There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. And last of all, oh yes, onions and garlic. Here we are. There we go. Just gonna start chopping those up now. It's very therapeutic, isn't it? Chopping veg. It's really therapeutic, isn't it? Do you guys know how to chop onions without crying? I do, but it doesn't seem to work. It doesn't seem to work ever. I always wind up making myself cry. Ah, but there you go. I'm normally a lot faster than this, but to be honest, you are making my hands a little bit queasy. You are making my hands a little bit shaky. You know, that's the way you're looking at me. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Okay, that's a question. That's a question I can ask. What kind of ingredients do we want? Because this dish can be very nice if made with, what's the word? Spicy ingredients, paprika, and so forth. But we could also try and make it a little bit more palatable. So maybe some thyme instead. So how would you like the steak? Would you like it herby or spicy? That should be nice. Me personally, I like it spicy, but in the presence of a guest, I have to be honest, I need to remember to be more, what's the word? I need to remember to be more equitable. Oh, we are getting quite a few votes for spicy, though. Not what I would have thought, not what I would have thought. Yeah, I would have thought you all enjoyed... Yeah, I would have thought, considering what I read earlier, you'd all be much more in favor of spice. Alright, I promise I'll make it spicy, but I won't make it too spicy. Okay? I'll make it spicy enough to have a kick, but not enough to kill anybody. Alright, that's good, that's good. Spicy it is. Okay, let me just go down here. We've got some, what have we got? Paprika, that'll be good, and some ground coffee, and smoked paprika. That's what you want, that's what you want. Okay. There we go. Get those on the steak, rub it down. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. With this recipe, you quite literally do need to give your meat a good old rub. Yeah, boy. Alright, I think we've got all of our ingredients together, and I did have a feeling, so normally when you would prepare this dish, you need to leave your steak out of the fridge for at least 30 minutes, and just in case, because I did have this idea beforehand, I did go ahead and set that up quite a bit earlier, so it's not going to burn on the outside and it won't be raw on the inside, so you can expect something perfectly medium rare. Alright, let me just get this on the stove and then we can hopefully enjoy some nice food. There we go. Love it when the steak just goes right in and makes that beautiful sizzle right as it gets in there. You all like a bit of spice, don't you? You all like a bit of spice. Aroma is quite special. Right, I'm not done. Let me just quickly go and grab some butter. Where is that? Yep. There we go. Just need to make sure I baste those onions while they're in there. There we go. Perfect. And now remember, the key to this dish, leave the steak on one side, even though the other side hasn't been seared, leave it on one side until you absolutely have to turn it. Only cook each side once, otherwise you're going to wind up with a very uneven cook, and that's not what you want. Okay. Turning the heat down a bit, we've got a nice sear on both sides now. It is quite difficult trying to cook breakfast for people who are presumably all experiencing different time zones at once, but I'd like to imagine that I'm defining the time zone right now. You're all in my house, you're in my boudoir, and while you're on my time, you'll enjoy breakfast when I say so. Okay? Okay. Glad we're in agreement. It's almost done. Almost done now. Just need a little bit longer. Just to give it a little bit of, make sure it's not raw on the inside, and then we should be all good. And in the meantime, what you should probably do is go ahead and grab, we need some eggs, and we also need some green onions. Let me go ahead and grab those. Yep, there they are. Put those up there, and some eggs as well, yes. There we go. So, eggs are ready. What we're going to need to do is go ahead and chop those green onions, make sure those are nice and fine. And so what we're going to do is we're going to chuck the whites of the onions in with the steak, right? And so those are going to cook with the white onions and sweeten them. And then we're going to take the greens of the green onions and we're going to add those to the eggs when we cook those after the fact. Okay? Okay? Little bit complicated, but hopefully you're following along okay. Did I wash my hands? Of course I washed my hands. How dare you? Almost tempted to eat this in front of you and not let you have a bite for daring to insinuate that. Disgusting. Just because what is wrong with you? Just because I didn't think to invite you into the bathroom with me. You really are impossible, aren't you? Okay, let's go ahead and sprinkle those in. And... right, I think that's done. Let's go ahead and chuck the eggs in now. Well, rather, we'll plate up. We've already plated up the steak, and so the steak is resting nicely on top of the onions. And one thing you've got to remember, never chop a ribeye thinly. Nice, thick slices, okay? So that's ready, and now we need to start the eggs, so let's get those going. There we go. Those are back on now. Crack those in, and there we go. And while those are going, we're going to sprinkle in a little bit more of that spice that we added to the steak, and we're going to add in a few of those greens of the spring onions and make sure that those sizzle up nicely in the egg. All right. I think let's give those a little bit longer because since the pan's already hot, they're going to cook quite quickly. There we are. Alright, I think that's about done. Sheesh. Alright, nice. I'm going to spoon those very gently, just lay them out over the steak, and bon appetit. We've got something. Would you guys like to go and we can sit down in my dining room and we can enjoy each other's company while we eat our food? I imagined you might quite like that. We've also got some tea with us because it is still breakfast, so let's head on in, shall we? Feels good to be here. Feels good to be here. Just give me a moment. Let me sit down with you. Just go ahead and take a seat and then we can get along with our food. Table's too short? What do you mean? It's not too short. I think I might just be a little bit too big for it. Would you like some tea, by the way? Oh yes, no, my dining room. That's just my liquor collection. No, that's just my liquor collection. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. Let me just go ahead and pour you something. You can have this. Enjoy it. So, here we are. Finally, a chance to just, rather than being distracted by the lake or being distracted by the cooking process, we can just be distracted by each other's eyes. And I have to be honest, the eyes of 10,000 people are always quite special. There's... Onigiri, this is... Let me... Hang on. Hang on a moment. Let me be perfectly clear, Onigiri. Just because you decided to tell them all that this is all relatively cheap doesn't mean that you're telling the truth. Maybe it was cheap when I bought it, Maybe it was cheap when I bought it. Maybe. Maybe. But this has aged over hundreds of years. That's how... This alcohol is in prime condition. There are wines, there are spirits, and there are... And now, if I sold them back, they'd be worth thousands each. But no, I suppose that's not good enough for onigiri. They have to be valuable when they buy them. Well, no, I'm not being defensive, onigiri. Kindred, I'm very sorry you have to witness this. Onigiri is always acting like this. No, it's quite terrible. It's quite terrible indeed. But oh well. Oh, onigiri, you don't mind it being cheap if it tastes good? Well... I'm sorry for being so expensive. So tell me, how have you been feeling? Good or bad? Tell me. Let me know. You feeling down at the moment, or are you feeling happy? Great, good. I don't mind either way. I've been told I'm a very competent armchair therapist, and so if something's going on, or if it's making you feel sad, then believe me, I'm here. Well, all of you are happy, that's good, but... perhaps I should be interested in the 15% who aren't happy. Now also... Are you happy just because you're here? Or are you happy in general? Didn't mean to call you out like that, but... Happy because you're here. Well, I appreciate that, and it, you know, it makes me happy, but... How's that supposed to make me feel, Oh, down as in down bad. Okay, well, fair enough. But no, how's that supposed to make me feel when you leave? Whether you're happy or sad right now, I suppose, if you're saying that you'll be sad when you leave, then maybe I just shouldn't let you leave, Maybe you'll be happier here. I think I'd be happier if you stayed here. But I shouldn't act too possessive. It's only the second date, isn't it? No, I think it's too early to show those colors. It's just sort of need to... No, onigiri, I'm going to take good care of them. Can you believe him? Can you really believe him sort of chiming in like a third wheel on our very special day? I really should hang him up and leave him at home, but then, you know, I wouldn't want to have to deal with the, what's the word? The downpour when they get back. Am I going to lock you up in my dungeon? What do you want to do? Are you wanting to take a bet? Do you bet I have a dungeon? You know, considering what I read before you came out here, I can't help but imagine you'd kind of enjoy that. But no, I don't have a dungeon. I have a cellar. There are no chains there. Those are in my bedroom. Whoa. I panicked for a sec. I picked up my tea, and because there's kind of like a thick base to it, I thought there was a coaster under it when there wasn't, and I thought the coaster just came up with it, and I was really scared it was going to drop on me for a sec. Why are you all fiending to get into my bedroom so soon? We've been on this date for less than 40 minutes. I bet you want me to elaborate about the chains. Yes, you don't need me to. You already know what I'm talking about. Anyway, shouldn't say anymore. In the meantime, we've got a lot more to be getting on with. I'm glad the majority of you are feeling happy. Should I count myself as one of them? Possibly. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I keep drifting off into thought and I keep struggling to imagine what to say. After all this time spent and after all this connection we've had, I have come to really appreciate how different you and I are from everyone else, you know. And don't take that to be some kind of a blanket, oh, I'm not like other girls kind of statement. It's... When you've been around for 400 years, it does get hard to form connections. And I can only imagine that someone who seems to have 10,000 souls swimming around is, well, a little more different than the average person. Well, perhaps that's a sign that we're finished with our food and maybe it's time to head on out and see what else we can do. So, there are a couple things that we can do. We can hop in my car, which I know you're all very excited to see again. We've already had our food. We've already had our food. You were eating it the whole time. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. The food was great. Okay? Shush. We can hop in my car and we can head into town. We can... And once we're there... So we can hop in the car and head to town. And once we're there, where should we go? There's either... We can just go for a walk around the streets of the city. We can... Yes, we can hop back in the Lou car. Or we can go to the library. Or we can just go for a walk. How's that sound? Let's have a look. So let me ask you. Where in town are we heading off to? The library or for a walk? And regardless, you'll get to see my bottom half chopped off by my car again. So don't worry about it. It's gonna be just fine. Okay, don't worry. Oh, quite a split vote. Let me think about how best to do this. So what we can either do is head to... We could perhaps drive into town and then stop somewhere nearby and have a little walk on our way to the library. That sounds like a good way of pleasing everybody, We've got about... it's a good even split, I think. Yeah, walk to the library. I think that sounds like a good idea. Alright, everybody. Should we hop into my car? Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lou car. It's good to see you all again. Goodness me, I haven't driven this bad boy in a while. Oh, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back in the Lou car. He's behaving very well today. He's driving nice and fast. Hasn't stalled on me yet today. Although, it's not like I ever stall. I'm an amazing driver. I can't wait to get to the library. I've been having a look, and you may remember last time we had a stream, we were getting some suggestions from people, and there was one person who was really desperate for me to read a poem by a lad named Lord Byron, called, what was it called? She Walks in Beauty? I know that there's a book of his poetry in the library, and so I imagine once we get there, I might have a chance to read it to you all, which I think might be quite nice. Yes, everybody, it's self-driving. And no, I don't have my feet poking out the bottom driving it like the Flintstones, although it does look like that. I like being your Flintstone, chat. It's okay. It's okay. I like being your Fred Flintstone. It shouldn't be too far. We'll stop off somewhere sort of, there's a place I have in mind. We'll just go for a little walk around one of the nicer parts of town, and then once we're done with that, we can mosey on up to the library, and then we can... I'm glad that you all find my car arrangement to be this hilarious. All it means is that I get a chance to turn around and chat to you while we're on our way to you know? While we're on our way to the library. On our way to go and spend some time together. Self-running. Well, if it was running, it wouldn't be self-running, would it? It'd be me running. Although after the Ring Fit stream, I think I might actually stand a chance at making that happen. Do you know, my legs are actually still a little bit sore from that. I think I genuinely did push myself way too far. But I imagine that's only going to be good for me long term. You know, once I've recovered from that, I can... Is Mika here? Hi, Mika. How are you? Why is it terrifying? Why is it terrifying? We're heading out for a walk. We're heading out for a lovely walk, and then, I don't know. Kindred, that is quite bizarre. I didn't know Mika was in there with you. Maybe there are souls that come and go. Maybe they enter you and leave sometimes, which I don't know. That sounds quite sad. You might get used to having someone swimming around in there with you, and then they just sort of leave. Or maybe they can come back. Oh well. Oh well. I think we're almost there, so let's hop out and let's go for a walk, shall we? Whoa, what am I doing over here? It looks like Mika's already decided to take a leave, and I didn't know it was that easy. How does it work? Kindred, so when a soul wants to enter or leave, do they just get to do so completely freely? That is bizarre, isn't it? That is very strange. But oh well. Yeah, we're back here. We're in the middle of town. We've got this lovely little wooded area, and so we should get to have a nice little walk around and see the sights. You know, I'm still not feeling quite over the fact that I finally have a Valentine to spend some time with. It's as new to me as it is to you, I'd imagine. So, yeah, it's difficult, and as much as I'd... No, this is not a new suit. This is the one I've been wearing for quite a while. Kin democracy. Talk to me about something. Tell me what's on your mind. I must find your mind quite interesting. I mean, it consists of so many different people. You've been wishing me happy Valentine's Day so often. I've got the message by now. I really do, but thank you. Thank you very much. Your hand? Alright, I mean... Well, just while we're walking, I suppose you might be able to have my hand. There you go. Just getting a little closer. Hopefully that's good enough for you, and then we could just sit and hold hands and... Well, not sit, but walk and hold hands. We need to get to the library eventually. That is what most of you wanted to do. I like how happy that makes you. I don't hear all of it, but I sort of feel it. You know, I can hear lots of different words coming out of you, although not all of them are in English, which is fine. Not all of them are understandable to me, but the emotion is there, the feeling is there, and that's what matters to me, I think. I really am nervous, aren't I? And you can really tell. You can really tell. You know, before I came out today and before I invited you into my house, there was a part of me that kind of wanted to call it off. There was a part of me that felt maybe a little bit too nervous. And it's difficult to describe why. I think normally I'd be able to go on a date with someone like this as often as I'd like, and I wouldn't really think twice about it, but you are quite unique and you feel quite special to me, so Maybe it's different. I was worried I'd be wasting your time. Ah, but there's no need to worry about that. You know, in the meantime, I think the library is right around the corner. I don't mean to dwell on my own insecurities. I'd like it if we could just get on with some reading. Let's head into the library, shall we? Oh, shh. Now, remember, Kindred, you have to be very quiet in here, okay? There are people working, so, you know, just in case you guys decided to do something silly, decided to act up for a while, make sure you do it quietly, okay? Right. Today, I've got this book open, and this book has a couple poems I'd like to read you, if that's okay. I'll try and do it as quietly as I can. Okay. So, right, where are they? So, in case you guys don't remember, this is the one from last time that somebody asked me to read, and I've had a little read of it already, and I think it's really beautiful. So, why don't we read? This one is called She Walks in Beauty. Let me give this one a read. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes, thus mellowed to that tender light which heaven to gaudy day denies. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens o'er her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and o'er that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. I like that one quite a bit. It feels quite special to me. Now, I'm thinking back to last time, and I really like reading stuff out, but I just want to confirm with all of you. There's one more poem I'd like to read. It's a little bit longer. It's not too long. It'll probably only take a couple of minutes, but I'd like to ask all of you first whether you'd like me to read that, or whether we should just maybe sit and chat and read amongst ourselves for a little bit, okay? So should we read another poem? Let me ask you and let me know what's going on inside that head of yours. It's not too long. Just wanted to make sure it was all okay with you. Oh, a lot of yeses. Oh, that makes me feel quite happy. I was worried after last time. Where we read so much of that story, which was brilliant, but it was very long. Okay. Yes, it is. Yes, it is then. All right, let's move on. So, this one is called... Let me have a look. And thou art dead, as young and fair. Let's give it a read, shall we? And thou art dead, as young and fair as aught of mortal birth, and form so soft and charm so rare, too soon return to the earth. Though earth received them in her bed, and o'er the spot the crowd may tread in carelessness or mirth, there is an eye which could not brook a moment on that grave to look. I will not ask where thou liest low, nor gaze upon the spot. The flowers or weeds as at will may grow, so I behold them not. I like this one so far. It is enough for me to prove that what I loved and long must love, like common earth can rot. To me there is no stone to tell, 'tis nothing that I loved so well. Yet I did love thee to the last, as fervently as thou, who didst not change through all the past, and canst not alter now. The love where death has set his seal, nor age can chill, nor rival steal, nor falsehood disavow. And what were worse, thou canst not see, or wrong, or change, or fault in me. The better off days of life were ours, the worst can be but mine. The sun that cheers, the storm that lowers, shall never more be thine. The silence of that dreamless sleep I envy now too much to weep, nor need I to repine that all those charms have passed away. I might have watched through long decay. The flower, in ripened bloom unmatched, must fall the earliest prey, though by no hand untimely snatched, the leaves must drop away. And yet it were a greater grief to watch it withering leaf by leaf, than see it plucked today, since earthly eye but ill can bear to trace the change to foul from fair. I know not if I could have borne to see thy beauties fade. The night that followed such a morn had worn a deeper shade. Thy day without a cloud hath passed, and thou wert lovely to the last, extinguished, not decayed, as stars that shoot along the sky shine brightest as they fall from high. As once I wept, if I could weep, my tears might well be shed, to think I was not near to keep one vigil o'er thy bed, to gaze how fondly on thy face, to fold thee in a faint embrace, uphold thy drooping head, and show that love, however vain, nor I can feel again. Last verse. Yet how much less it were to gain, though thou hast left me free, the loveliest things that still remain, than thus remember thee. The all of thine that cannot die, through dark eternity, returns again to me, and more thy buried love endears, than aught except its living years. Ooh. It's quite dark, isn't it? But I have to say, I'm quite a fan. I do like it. That was a good one. That was a very, very good one. Thank you all for listening so intently. I know it must be difficult. Also, I think we cut out for just a moment, but we're back. Thank goodness. Did you all hear me finish the poem? Or? I'm aware. The stream should be okay in just a second. I'm very sorry. I think that's one of the big issues with this kind of a connection, is that I imagine with this many souls, sometimes there might be some interference. Maybe some of you can't hear or see what I'm saying all the time, and that would be a bit of a disaster. So, that was that. Thank you all very much for listening to me. I don't want to keep us here for too long, so what I'd like to ask is, can I read the last verse? Oh, you didn't hear the last verse. I'm so very sorry. I'm still unaware of how this strange soul wizardry works, but yes, let's read the last poem. Yet how much less it were to gain, though thou hast left me free, the loveliest things that still remain, than thus remember thee. The all of thine that cannot die, through dark and dread eternity, returns again to me, and more thy buried love endears, than aught except its living years. Yet how much it were to gain, though thou hast left me free, the loveliest things that still remain, than thus remember thee. The all of thine that cannot die, through dark and dread eternity, returns again to me, and more thy buried love endears than aught except its living years. I suppose in that way what it's trying to say is that we leave our impact while we're alive, and it's almost a poem written to someone who is... You'd think they wouldn't build a library so close to a highway, but there you go. I suppose it's being written to someone who is soon to or afraid to die, and it's reassuring them that they will be remembered for everything that they did in life long after they die, which is quite sweet in a way. So, I'm going to give you all another choice to make. Will we stay in the library and just sort of sit and enjoy each other's company, or should we hop back in my car and head somewhere else? So we've got a couple of options. It's getting quite dark out, so I'm thinking we can either head for a walk, we can head to the beach, or if you're so eager, we can head home. But I don't know if that's what I really want just yet. I'd like to spend a little more time with you before we call things off. Let me ask you. Yes, it's around about, it's getting quite late now, so I don't want you all to worry. We'll be getting off to a nice place pretty soon, okay? The beach is winning. The beach is definitely winning. Okay, let's get out of here so we can speak at full volume again, and then we'll head off to the beach. Okay? Good. Good. You know, I do wish that we could go swimming together once I reach the beach, but I don't know if that would really befit me in my outfit at the moment. I think it might cause quite a few problems, but there you go. It's just one of those things I suppose we have to get used to. Yes, it's raining and it's late, although I think it might clear up. It might clear up by the time we get there. We'll have to see. Although, to be fair, swimming in the rain is quite romantic, isn't it? So that might work for us. That might work. Maybe we can swim together at some other time, but I'm not 100% sure if it's all that safe out there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna let you get me down to you know. You're not gonna get me skinny dipping this early in the night, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Why does everyone still find the Lucar so funny? We've established that Luca is a car. We've established that this is what he's been his whole life. Or at least that he can transform into one. People still seem to find it so funny. This is just who he is. This is his nature. Let him be, Kindred. Let him be. Let him be who he is. Exactly. The Lucar is not funny. The Lucar is Pog. You can hear it I've never actually honked the horn with this car, but I'm pretty sure if I did, it would just be him shouting Pog. Although, to be honest, I don't think... That wouldn't alert anybody. That would just power them on. They just want to progress even faster. Oh well. Oh well. I'm getting a lot of requests. I'm hearing something. You want me to give you a kiss on the forehead? I don't know if I'm quite ready for that yet. Maybe in a bit. Maybe in a bit. If you're well behaved, then maybe. Maybe. Alright, I think we're coming up on the beach in just a moment. It is nice out here, isn't it? Yeah, I think we just about missed the sunset, unfortunately, but we've got a little fire here that I think somebody set up before us and then cleared off, so we'll get to just spend a little bit of time next to it and... And yeah, this is the exact kind of place where I'd be okay to hold your hand. I'm sorry that I've been so lost for words today. I've been trying to summon the words, but I just don't think I can. I never thought I would meet someone so adrift and lost in the world as I am. So it's quite a lot to take in, and I hope you'll forgive me for being just a tiny bit overwhelmed. I hope that's okay. There's no one around. And yet I'm still feeling kind of an opposition to giving you a kiss. I feel like you haven't earned it yet. Or maybe I'm just trying to tease you to make you forget the fact that I'm the one who's the most nervous here. Maybe. If you beg hard enough, we might get there eventually. Breathe? Of course I'm remembering to breathe, Onigiri. Maybe that's what's upsetting the vibe. Maybe that's why I don't feel like... Maybe that's why I don't feel like giving you a kiss. It's because there's this little bastard on my waist. I'll just... Onigiri, could you scamper off for a second and give us a moment of private? He's fine. He's a being a varying degree of ancient who takes on many forms and has a terrifying 12-foot tall blue demon wife. He's fine. He can handle giving us a moment of privacy, okay? He said no. He said no. Oh. Oh no, Onigiri's gonna make me beg, isn't he? I'm just waiting for him. He's just sat there thinking right now. He's just sat there thinking. While the time is passing. Ugh, no, I'll barf. Oh good, oh good. I wasn't prepared for that either. Oh, I know it's cold, but you've still got my Harry on. Didn't you forget? Just wrap yourself up warm in it and... Actually, it's getting kind of cold for me too. You can wrap me up in it if you want. Maybe we can both share it. That'd be alright. Share the howling? Is that what's on the cards tonight? That's what you want? I suppose I can't really argue. I am getting pretty chilly, even right up next to the fire. I've realized again, like I did last time, that, well, it might be a little early, but because undoubtedly, of the 9,000 of you, it'll be quite a few of your birthdays. For those of you who asked, I guess you can have one. Okay? Just while we're cuddling, okay? Don't let it get to your head. I'm only trying to be nice. I'm only trying to be gracious. Oh, but I'm glad to see that's ruffled some feathers. That's all I'm after. Really, truly it is. That's all I want. Well, what's up now, Kindred? We can either stay here for a while and just drink in the scenery, or we can go for that night walk closer back to where I live. Hmm? Do it again? You don't get to ask me to do it again. If I want to kiss you again, I'll do it because I choose to, not because you do. Okay? Let's relax here a little bit longer, okay? Just for me. Since joining NIJISANJI, I've been enjoying so much love, but it's rare to have a moment of quiet. So this is rather nice, even if there are 9,000 of you screaming down the line trying to get me to kiss you. Can we kiss you? What, can you kiss me? You can give me a little peck on the cheek if you'd so desire. Thank you. Am I going to give one back? No, not yet. No, not yet. It's quite bizarre being loved so much, but I do have to be thankful. Thank you. The old man in the sea. Okay, that is funny. That is really funny. Thank you all. Give me so many. I feel spoiled. I feel ever so spoiled. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Onigiri, I understand that you might have told me I didn't have to be nervous, but then think about your perspective. You've been happily married to someone of your ilk for many hundreds of years. I've been woefully single that whole time. And now here I am, finally meeting someone who might be just different enough to understand the things that I've been through. It's all a little bit silly, but it's something. It's something different, it's something new, and Those always make us a bit nervous, don't they? I'm not sad, I'm overjoyed. I get to spend some time with you. Oh. I'm getting... What's that? Someone's asking me to put my hand on their cheeks. I suppose I can manage that. Not so much, though. Not enough to make you... Which cheeks? Which one of you said that shit? I thought you were trying to be so sweet. I thought you were trying to be so nice. I was about to lean over there. I was about to tuck your hair behind your ear. I was about to give you a little scratch behind the chin, a little brush on the cheek. But no. But no. We're just out in public, and you're already fiending for me. Terrible. It was wholesome for just a tiny moment. And then you, Kindred, had to go and ruin it. You had to go and ruin it. Well, oh well. Oh well. And now I'm just hearing everybody start to argue. Oh, I'm hearing the soul of a cosplayer. I've seen quite a bit of your work. I think it's incredibly impressive. Even if you haven't been here for very long, or if you don't take up permanent real estate in this pretty body, then thank you for dropping by. It's nice to hear from you. I think I'd quite like to move on. Would you guys like to go for a little night walk? I have a bit of a surprise planned for the end of it, okay? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're all having a good time. Alright, well, let's move, shall we? It's not too far from here. Now, I understand it looks really fucking creepy out here. We're just in a residential neighborhood and it happens to be dark, okay? Nobody panic. It's gonna be fine. All we have to do is just go for a little walk around, you know, just a short ways down here, and I promise you it will be fine, okay? I know it looks creepy, but I've got you, okay? I've got you. Hold on. I've got you. Now, this is one of those occasions when, of course, you can hold my hand, because it looks terrifying out here. But, I don't know. I don't know. Perhaps that's for the best. Perhaps I want to test you a little bit. See if you've got what it takes to handle what comes next, You need to have a little bit of bravery to get in my good books, okay? See, I'm trying to... Oh, goodness me. I'm trying to act so dark and mysterious, but you really do make my heart shine. I can't get my words out straight. Just... Yeah, so it's a little difficult, but we'll get there. It's not too far from here, so once we're out of the way, it should be just fine. So please don't you worry. Okay? Okay. 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 Nice. Alright, I can tell this is This is definitely making you guys pretty spooked. Let's let's hurry up a little bit. Okay, I can, listen. I'm already holding your hand. My hands, which you now know the exact size of, are wrapped tightly around yours, and so I promise that if anything happens, you know, it's on sight. Carry you? I don't know. Didn't we establish... I feel like... You know, maybe that's me. But I think we established that you guys are like... what's his name? Envy from Fullmetal Alchemist, who appears small but weighs several thousand tons. I mean, with that many souls lurking around in you, I'd imagine that wouldn't be so difficult to imagine. To everyone just joining and everyone just leaving, thank you very much for being here. But if you do leave now, you're going to miss something quite special. All right, hold on. We're almost here. Stargazing. It's not much, but this is most of what I had in mind. How do you like the view? It's quite special, isn't it? And I'd also like to draw attention to the fact that for every star you can see now, there are more of you chilling inside that body, which is quite interesting, isn't it? This is exactly what I was hoping to get out of today, was just a little bit of time to spend somewhere a little bit unique. Where am I? What do you mean, where am I? Your head's in my lap, you silly. I've been up here this whole time, and I just haven't been showing it because I want to look at the stars as well. Oh yeah, and you know, because you've all been begging for it. I'm sorry that I'm not the chatty, voxic, whatever the word is, today. It just feels quite special. Oh, I can hear Tokito's voice. Thank you very much. I'm glad you've been having a good Valentine's Day. I'm hearing a little bit of a request to hear my heartbeat again, which, by the way, you guys have been privileged enough to have quite a few times already. But just because I've been spending so much time with you and you've been so very sweet, I'm just, you know, working out a little bit right now to try and work up a sweat, and then maybe, just maybe. It's difficult when I'm trying to look at the stars, and then suddenly people want me to get exasperated so they can listen to my heart, but... oh well. I suppose I can't complain too much. You know, maybe it's your guys' turn. Maybe it's your job to make my heart beat. I don't want to sit here like an idiot flailing my arms around until I work up a sweat. Maybe you've got to say something that winds up making my heart beat. It shouldn't just be my job. It shouldn't just be my job to get myself worked up into a sweat. Maybe it's yours. If you... Here's how this is going to work. If one of you can send me a pickup line good enough to make my heart beat faster, I'll give a kiss especially for them. Just one soul floating around in there. That sounds like it might be a bit of fun. Well, maybe it is time to flirt. It is getting late, and it is... we are sat under the stars, enjoying each other's company. Your head is on my lap. Although, you might have to be careful not to make the pickup line too sexual, because then, you know, I might have to move you off my lap. I'm hearing a name. Yachu, that's a good one. I like that. These are all sweet, but... Oh, who said you'd move off my lap willingly, though? Now that is gonna rile me up. You better not try that again. What's that name? Sapphire? That was a good one. That was a good one. There's a familiar name. That's Memelo. I like that one. I like that one very much. You know, this is... Don't you dare bring up Samantha's wine. No. You were doing so well. You were doing so well. You were so close. And oh, I swear, you know, maybe if it was daytime and we looked up, we might just be seeing a rainbow with the name Huang Miao Yi on it. Ooh. Okay, Elaine's got the right idea. That one kind of worked. And then Suki hits me with Asmanthus as though, like, suddenly cut off. I'm getting there. I can hear it start to pick up. It's gonna take one big one, and then you guys might get to hear some heartbeat. Come on, pick up the pace. These are all very sweet. It is a little weird out of context, but then, you know, I'm sure that anyone who, any souls that fly in afterwards, any souls that fly into that body afterwards might have a chance to think about it. You might have a chance to explain the context to them, and I would trust you to do so. Oh, I like all of these very much. Denise, how dare you accuse me of such an awful thing? How dare you? Alright, everybody, I think you might have just gotten me. Hold on. Not sure if you can hear it. It's always difficult when... It is always a little difficult when I don't have the excuse of having been working out, but... There you go, it's something. Thank you for having been so patient with me. I know I might have been a little bit of a princess about it, but... I can't remember, there were quite a few of you. What were they called? Ones who really got me. I remember I was quite not sold on it, and then someone called Elaine really kind of set the ball rolling, and then Denise's worked, and a couple of other ones worked, so regardless of who actually got me. Now that one I better last until we get home, okay? Don't be greedy. And kiss your forehead as well. Mwah. I'm really enjoying the nice even mix of deeply romantic pickup lines like you're the star in the sky, you're this, you're that, and then there's some people who go ahead and say, or like a Denise who go ahead and say, aha, there's something underneath me while I'm lying on your lap. Can I move, please? All of them have a good effect. All of them work at least a little bit, I think. That was a fun little game. Maybe it's about time our game ended here. Would you all like... so what should we do now? We can head home. We can either go and finish up with some dinner, or we can just head home, if you catch my drift. We already had steak and eggs. Hang on, someone's brought up another pickup line. Let me... Oh, what's that name? Dorothy? You know, I think that might have worked. I think that might have worked if you got around to it before I decided to show my heartbeat. I think that one would have done it. That was a good one. Really does appeal to me. Why is everyone saying that the Lucar wasn't perfect? I love the Lucar. He's my car. And just because my bottom half gets chopped off doesn't mean that he's not special. Also, what's that name? Sui? Looks like we've got a double rainbow in the sky. Huang Miao Yi and Sui blessing this starlit night with rainbows. Can't help it. I want to go. Let me kiss you again. I'm wanting to head back, but I'm also so keen on just staying out here. This whole environment feels kind of perfect, doesn't it? Whoa. What happened to the stars? That was weird. Ignore that. Ignore that. Might have just been an optical illusion, a trick of the wind. Well. Reality's breaking, but Kindred, I can barely keep track of reality at all while you're here. Hmm? To be honest, while we're out here, I feel like I should confess something. I'm not really sure what it is I should confess. It just sort of feels like this is the right place for it. Maybe not yet. Why don't we head home? You thought the Lucar was done with? No, 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 no. The Lucar's never done with. And keep my Haori on you, okay? Don't let it drop off, and don't forget about it, because it's expensive. It's very expensive. And it's mine. I like to keep track of things that belong to me, which is why I'm keeping such a close eye on you. And I'd like to do the same with the Haori if that's at all possible, so please, try to be respectful of it. Blue balling you? Why would you think that? Why would you think that I'm teasing you when really you have no idea what's about to happen when we get home, huh? You've got no idea. You've got no idea at all, and you're sat there acting like I'm teasing you. Might not be teasing you at all. I think you might just have too much of an interest in me. Yeah, maybe you're just sort of projecting a lot, and maybe you've just got this idea that something's gonna happen when we get home, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Someone in chat's just given me an idea. Alright, let's get back in and let's make our dinner, and then we'll finally have a chance to relax, okay? Oh, here I am. Wait a minute. I promise I'm not that huge. This is just a side effect of certain things happening. I promise you, it looks bright outside, but it's actually very dark. Yes, no. That's just a lighting effect. That's wallpaper over there. That's wallpaper. All right, what am I gonna do? Fried rice. Let's quickly get that sorted. Yeah, no. No need for too much prep with that. I'll just get the pan on right away. So how was that, Kindred? How was Valentine's Day? Did you have fun? It's not over yet. It's not over quite yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. There we are. Seems to be getting a lot of positive reviews. That's good. Well, there's still a little bit left. I mean, we have to have our dinner. We can enjoy that. Perhaps we can enjoy that upstairs, hmm? It's kind of awful. It sort of makes me sad. Someone just said that I'm setting the standards for dates a little bit too high. What do you mean? Are all dates not like this? Have you been taken on dates worse? I feel like I've been far too nervous and I've been unchatty and, you know, I wouldn't have thought that this is a terribly fantastic date at all. It feels like it'd be sort of subpar. I'm just glad that you've all been giving me a little bit of time. Dinner in bed. Oh no, you are projecting. Now you're racing a little bit too far ahead. That's the last thing you want to do with me is you don't want to rush, Kindred, so do take your time. Where's the lamb sauce? Why are you putting lamb sauce in your fried rice? Where's the lamb sauce? Jade Oracle, that's a name I recognize from pre-chat, and they've just mentioned something about my size. You're very lucky I'm not showing you the door right now for that level of cheek. Alright, this is a quick meal, so we're almost done. There we go. Let me just turn the heat down. Alright. I'll plate up, and you can head upstairs, okay? I'll see you in just a sec. Care for a drink? I'm quite famished, to be honest. I'm going to pour myself a little bit more of that toffee liqueur, because it did make me quite happy the other day. Would you like some? Or are you fine with the wine? The other end. It's up to you. You would? Alright, here you go. There you go. You can just share this one glass. We've kissed enough and we've shared enough saliva at this point that I think perhaps sharing a drink isn't the worst thing that we can do, huh? Now remember what I mentioned about tasting. Sniff the head, put your nose further in, and then get it all the way around your tongue when you taste it, okay? Ah, it's just what I needed. After such a long day and such a long time spent worrying about how you would all receive this, I'm so glad that it's turned out okay, but I have to be honest, a little bit, just a little bit of, well, little bit of alcohol. I have to be honest, I keep zoning out. It's difficult to process the amount of, oh, what? What are you looking at? Not yet. Take your time. I like the requests to, what is it? Take all my clothes off and just wear an apron while I make you food, but I have this strange curse that means I seem to only have 2 outfits available at once. And, you know, I enjoy fashion as much as the next guy, but I just can't seem to take this suit off. It just sticks to me. I'm sorry. It's just how it works. That is gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I'm not cheap for the last time, Onigiri, and I think you've hung out here long enough. Can you hop off and go spend some time in that proper bed that we bought for you a little while ago? And again, I suppose doing it with a suit on isn't awful, is it? Yeah, it's quite a nice vibe to it, although you do tend to get a bit sweaty after a while. Doing what with the suit on? Oh, you know what I'm talking about. It's what you've all been fiending for the entire evening. Every time I mention, oh, I'd like to go stargazing. Oh, I'd like to go to the beach. Oh, I'd like to make you some food. Everyone's like, bed, 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 bed. Why should I? Why should I treat you to such an impeccable experience when all you've been after this entire time is my body? Is that all you want? Is that all you want from me? Well, I'm sorry, I think you need to do a little bit better than that if you want it. And no, I don't keep the chains on display. Those are in a cabinet. Disgusting. Think I'd be that shameless. Just a hand holding? I can manage that. I'm quite a fan. It makes me pretty happy to just get to hold hands for a while. So, I mean, maybe I'll put my hand under the table, and maybe you can grab it from the other side, huh? And feel free to take a sip of drink if you ever need it, okay? But now, now that I've got you right where I want you, and I've got a bit of liquor in me, it might finally be time to do to you just what I've wanted to do this whole time. Do you think you're ready for that? Just waiting for that to register. Oh, good. So, let me just take another sip of my drink. So listen closely. It all started in the early 1970s with a guy called William Afton. He moved from England to a state in, I believe, Utah, and became friends with a guy called Henry Emily. Together they established Fredbear's Family Diner. While there, Henry's youngest daughter Charlotte started getting bullied and got her locked out of the pizzeria one day, and of course after that, William Afton winded up killing her. She later went on to possess the spirit of this thing called the security puppet, and after that, she went on to give life to all of the animatronics, which contained the souls of other children that William Afton had murdered. Do you not want me to keep going on about FNAF lore? You've got to come to the... This is just a taster for the Pizzeria Simulator stream, because there's going to be a lot of that. And yes, no more setup required. That is confirmed to be happening this week. I kid. Of course I kid. I would genuinely ask you all if you wanted me to keep banging on about FNAF lore, but I don't know if I want to cut that off too soon. Yeah, let's just leave that for now. We'll continue with that another time. FNAF roleplay in bed? No. The only roleplay I'm going to be doing is as MatPat explaining the various intricacies of the difference between the bytes of 87 and 83 respectively. Yeah, no thanks to that. Big no to... It's a no from me. It's a no from me. Hello, Kindred. Welcome to Game Theory. Well, I have to be completely honest with you. There was a lot we could have gotten up to today, but we didn't wind up getting time for all of it. It would have been nice, but regardless, I think I wound up having a really, really nice time with you. So maybe, if you'd like, perhaps you could spend the night with me. Although, perhaps we should turn the cameras off, because I think that what comes next might be best left to the imagination. Well, alright then. So I just want to say thank you all very much for having joined me today. It was a Valentine's Day built, as far as I'm aware, in heaven, and I can't thank you enough for having given me so much time and so much of your own energy to spend this entire day with me and to humor the little problems that I have, the little issues that I've had in growing so old without having had much of a chance to truly fall in love. Because to be honest, Kindred, I think I do love you. I'll see you all tomorrow.